Hey guys, Frosted Knives here, and today, as many of you have requested, and I know it's late, let's talk about the It trailer. Do an It trailer review. Many of you asked for it, and I know it's something I said I was going to do, and I haven't done it yet, and that's boo on me for not doing that. So here's my review of the It trailer. It looks phenomenal. Go see it. It's going to be awesome. No, in all seriousness aside, I've watched it a bunch of times. I've watched the extended cut a bunch of times, and I'm really liking what the trailer is showing me. I really approve of the fact that they're doing this as an R-rated movie. Always needed to be an R-rated movie. Never needed to be a watered-down TV show or TV miniseries. Things in it need to happen that require an R rating. I like that they're doing it in two movies, one dealing with children and one dealing with the adults, because at its heart, it is its own sequel. The book really is two stories, just one long book, but it really is two stories, children, them as the kids, and then them as the adults. King could have chosen to rip that book in half and make it two separate stories, make it like its own trilogy, sequel. But he gave it to us all in one big chunk, which I appreciate. I do appreciate that because I think it works well. So having two movies, making one be the beginning and one be the ending, I think is a good decision. I really like what I see in the trailer. I like the kids. I like the actors. The kids look like they've really nailed it. I mean, we see... we see Eddie with his inhaler. We see Richie with his voices. I haven't heard Bill stutter yet, but I'm going to assume that Bill's going to stutter. And just watching what you see, it looks like it's really gonna follow the book very well. With Georgie in the beginning, with Georgie running down. Disclaimer: for some reason, I don't know why, but in the beginning, when Georgie's running after his boat and he knocks himself out in the street on the little barricade, that always makes me laugh. I don't know why. Maybe it's that nervous laughter because we know what's going to happen to Georgie in like 5 minutes. So maybe it's that whole nervous laughter and then the horror rolls around. But for some reason, I find that funny. I don't know why. And that's probably what they were going for. For people who've never read the books, never have no idea what this is about, they're going to go into that and they're going to go, oh, look, oh, he's going after his boat and then he gets knocked in the head and, oh, isn't that funny? And then he gets to the sewers and then shit hits the fan and then everyone's going to be horrified. So, and it looks like the things that we're getting are really following the book. We see the missing poster for Patrick Hockstetter. When they're going through the tunnels, they find Betty Ripscombe's shoe in the tunnel. We see the house on Neibolt Street with the leper. We see what I do appreciate. There's that one bit in the trailer where they're riding their bikes and they're going to the house on Neibolt Street, or Bill is, and Bill's packing. I had to watch that a couple times. I'm like, is Bill packing a gun? Bill's packing a gun because in the book he did. They went to the house on Neibolt Street twice. Once he went with his father's gun, and then the second time they went with the slingshot. So I'm like, okay, they're not really sanitizing anything. But the interactions between the kids look phenomenal. The scares look great. They've changed and tweaked a few little things. In the trailer, when they're looking at the history of Derry, they're using that slide projector. In the book, it was a photo album. Doesn't matter. It still looks great. Pennywise looks phenomenal. He's gonna be, looks like he's gonna be more terrifying and less comedic, whereas in the miniseries he was more comedic and not as terrifying. I think they went kind of the other way. This one looks like there's gonna be more focus on the horrific. Maybe we don't know. We haven't heard Pennywise talk yet. Maybe a little less on the comedy, but maybe he's going to be equal parts comedy and equal parts horrific, which would be phenomenal. I heard they were changing up some of the monsters a little bit. It was traditional monsters in the books, but they're going to put a couple new monsters in that the kids see to sort of give us something new to look forward to, which I'm fine with that. But all in all, I mean, it's great being able to watch a trailer and knowing exactly what scene in the book they're referencing. You know, when they're riding their bikes with Bill packing his gun, you know, in the house on Nebo Street, and then when they're looking at the slide projectors, and then when they're crawling through the sewers and all the different things that, you know, it's good to know that, to be able to see where in the book they are, and I think that's good. So I think this is going to be this has the potential to be really, really good, as opposed to The Dark Tower. I'm hesitantly optimistic, very hesitantly optimistic about that one. I love the scene in the trailer where Bill finally meets Georgie. I don't want to give too much away if people don't know what happens. But he meets Georgie in the sewers, and then Georgie's screaming at him, "We're all gonna float, you'll float too, and you'll float too." And then we see Pennywise sort of like rising out of the water, and then he just like 28 days later rage zombies after the kids, and I was like, okay, so that's where they're going with Pennywise, which I think is a great choice. I think it's going to be really horrific. I think it's going to be true to the book. I think we're going to see a lot more than we did in the miniseries, which is going to be great. I think this has the potential to scare the shit out of people, even more so than the Tim Curry version, even more so maybe than the book. I think this is going to be a must-see movie. I think it's going to be great. I really do. And I think going with who they went with and how they're doing it is going to be good. So there's my review of the It trailer. It looks fantastic. It looks freaking fantastic, and I can't wait to go see it. And I think they're finally doing it right. They're finally doing it correctly, following closely to the book. And I know there's things in the book they're going to leave out. The whole Beverly scene at the end with the kids and the sex, they're going to leave that out. And they have to leave that out. They can't do it. I mean, it's just too much legality in that. And leaving that out is a good choice. I think that's a good choice. But other than a few things that they're tweaking, this looks to go bit by bit with the book, and I'm glad of that. So I can't wait till it comes out, and then I'll review the movie when it comes out, and hopefully we can be just as excited about the movie as we are about the trailer. All right, that's it for now, and then next up is going to be my review of The Dead Zone when I finish it, and it's coming along. It should be done within the next couple days. So until then, thanks for watching, and tell your friends, tell your enemies, and I will see you in the next video.